So we fit into the ecosystem as a B2B enterprise player. So we've heard the word fintech for years and years and years, and fintechs it's meant different things. The early fintechs were those guys that were disrupting the large players, and they were the guys, the early lenders, in our space, typically the lenders that were doing something different. So the iWalkers, the market invoices, etc. I think that was about 3 years ago, and we went through that phase where banks tried to understand what these fintechs were doing. And they spent a long time trying to do that. Some of them invested in those companies, some of them partnered with them. I think where we see the next 5 years going, the next 10 years going, and really 2020 being the year of enterprise B2B software. So we fit into the space of being a completely new incumbent player, a completely new disruptive player in the B2B enterprise space. So helping them large incumbent banks to actually change their technology, change that technology so that they can compete with the smaller fintech guys some of them are creating niches for themselves. Some of the challenge banks like Revolut and N26, Monzos have actually carved out a real customer base, but are potentially still working out actually what their distribution models are, what their route to profit is. We believe as an enterprise B2B software company that actually our distribution model is through the banks. That actually most of the, especially in our space, in SME banking or in corporate banking, the distribution will predominantly, for the time being anyway, remain with the large banks. So in trade finance, for example, you've got large SMEs or mid-market SMEs having really strong relationships with their banks. And it's not necessarily whether they're going to look for another banking relationships. It's mostly that the channels that they engage with their existing bank are going to change. So it's going to move away from relationship managers into digital channels or partner channels. And really our technology is about helping those banks to create new business models, create new digital first products, and to actually connect their existing customers, mid-market customers, SMEs in some cases, but mostly in the larger or mid-market space, connect with the financial services that they need. So we always talk about actually connecting financial services with the supply chain. The supply chain stands completely unique from the financial services industry that serves it. You can order something off of Amazon, it will arrive the next day. You order something from your bank or a loan from your bank and it takes 90 days. There's just no connection there. So our technology is all about helping the incumbent banks make the most of their customer base, keep their distribution channels as they do, but then adapt them over time to actually penetrate new markets, new products, and potentially new customers.